into my channel, and thank you so much for tuning in today's video. Today's video is going to be about how you can connect with air element, the 5 most practical ways to do so. And we're going to actually see why this is so significant when it comes to connecting with air element. So let's go ahead and see what we can learn about connecting with air element. Alright guys, hope you loved the hand pan in the beginning of the video. This is really important when it comes to connecting with air element. So this is going to be in not any type of order from least to greatest or anything, but I will be starting off with the 4 most practical healing ways to actually connect with the air elements that are actually going to heal you, okay? So the first one is going to be to connect with music or sound therapy. Connecting with music and sound is so important because this has everything to do with air element, okay? This is tangible, it's practical, it's something that you can actually touch, it's something that you can actually feel, it's something that you can use your 5 senses other than smelling to actually experience air element and enhance that characteristics and abilities of air element within yourself, okay? This is nature as well. This is natural sounds of nature. So you can either play an instrument or you can actually just listen to instruments. Now, it's important to understand that the music and the sounds that you listen to have to be musics and sounds that are really natural. So nothing that's coming out of an electronic, nothing that's not acoustic, right? So it can't be an electrical guitar, it's got to be an acoustic guitar. It can't be an electrical violin, it has to be an acoustic violin, something that was crafted by hand, something that has a more natural sound to it, okay? So making sure that you're connecting with that sound is going to tap into a frequency inside of you, and also it's going to help for you to listen, which has to do with air element. Since air element is all about communication, which is information going back and forth. This is you talking to somebody else. This is you sending somebody a message. This is sound waves going across the air, because in order for there to be music and sound, you need air, you need space, okay? This is why sound is limited in outer space. And there's more sound over here because there's actual oxygen and there's actual space and gravity inside of our ecosystem on Earth. And that allows for different sounds and different noises to occur here because of the abundance of air element here. Whereas inside of outer space, there is no gravity, there is no oxygen floating around. There is a different type of condensed energy there, where there's noise and there's sound, but it's really muffled. So air element really does have to deal with sound, okay? Being able to listen to the sound is also going to help for you to connect. Another thing you can use that's really important is sound bowls, like this. You can find this anywhere. You can buy this and it's probably just 20 bucks or maybe even less depending on where you live around the world. And you know, you basically just set it down and you hit it. And you listen to it. Focusing your attention on listening to that sound is going to help for you to connect with air element. It's going to strengthen your ability to communicate by being able to listen and by being able to actually, you know, really process your thoughts by letting yourself be open to hearing as opposed to letting yourself being open to just talking inside of your head, but actually receiving the messages as opposed to just spreading the messages. having that equal balance, which has to do with air element, just like how birds fly in the sky, having that equal balance of being able to listen and speak has to deal with connecting with your air element. So you can do that as well. Another thing you can do as well is even listen to the birds first thing in the morning, because the birds have a morning song that they do every single morning where they all get together and they just start chirping away. Closing your eyes and meditating by actually focusing your attention onto something, right? So meditating your attention onto the sound of the birds and how they sound. Birds are air element because they fly in the sky, okay? And they spend a lot of time communicating and making music. So listening to their music is going to help you connect with the air element. The second way to connect with air element is going to be to write. Learning how to process your thoughts, learning how to analyze the things that you're saying or language, okay, and actually writing it down. Journaling, whether you're doing it in an artistry, whether you're doing it in an artistic way, like a poem, or whether you're doing it as writing a song, or whether you're just journaling your thoughts and your ideas and constructing it down and, just creating a formula and writing that down, that is going to help for you to connect with air element, because you're tapping into your ability of being able to really strategize, and your ability to be witty, and your ability to write, okay? Your ability and the characteristics behind air element that have to deal with that creative artistry of understanding language and understanding how to process thoughts and really materialize it. So processing what's inside of your mind and writing it down has a big factor to do with communication and air element, because you're learning how to comprehend very fast, like air element, learning how to comprehend your thoughts and receiving messages and actually formulating those messages and writing them down is going to help for you to connect with air element. So that is a super tangible way to do, and a really easy way to connect with air element. The third way to connect with air element is going to sound quite ridiculous, but I'm going to make sure that you understand what I'm trying to say. It's going to be to go outside and actually breathe in oxygen. And I know it's kind of like, what do you mean? I always breathe. I already go outside. I already breathe in oxygen. Why is that going to help me connect with air element? Well, sometimes we actually lack oxygen. Sometimes we actually lack fresh air. If you're going to work and you're going to a 9 to 5, or even if you work from home and you're sitting inside of the same house without any plants, without any purification of new oxygen, or you're just going to work and you're sitting inside of a stuffy office, or you're sitting inside of a construction type of environment, or just somewhere that doesn't have fresh air, and then you come home and you sit inside your walls of your home, you're actually lacking the potential to really experience air element and connect with it, because our body, our lungs, our voice, our whole respiratory system needs air element in order for certain things to function. Our cells in our brain needs oxygen in order for our minds to be able to think properly, and in order for our cognitive function to work smoothly, which has to deal with air element, okay? Being able to be witty, you have to be able to have a good cognitive mind and cognitive functioning. So going out into nature for long hours, okay? Not just 10-minute walk, 20-minute walk, but really finding a time, even if it's just once or twice a week, where you're outside for a couple of hours and you're actually breathing in fresh oxygen, okay? Where you're not around a bunch of pollution, or you're not around a bunch of cars or the main road or a city, but you're around a park that just has a really beautiful tree. Even if you live in the city, okay, just find a park that has a lot of natural plant life, because those plants are giving out fresh oxygen. Take the mask off, please. Take the mask off and make sure that you're getting in that fresh oxygen, because when you have a mask on your face, What's that doing is basically we breathe in oxygen, but our body, when we breathe it out, it releases carbon dioxide. Okay, and this is important for the functioning of our atmosphere. However, is never meant for humans to function by breathing in carbon dioxide inside of their face. Humans need actual oxygen. So if you go around and you're wearing a mask all day, every day, and you come home and you take the mask off and you're inside of the walls of your house, that is actually really not healthy for you. Your body needs oxygen, and you'll be able to see that when your body is deprived of oxygen, your brain is more foggy. Your cognitive thinking and your ability to think on the spot, your memory, all these things that have to deal with your, with neurology and all these things that have to do with your mind functioning is going to be a little bit slower, is going to lag, and you're not going to be as efficient when it comes to memory and when it comes to being able to think and comprehend and understand things, okay? So just all in all, connecting with air element has a big part to do with actually spending long amounts of time replenishing your body and replenishing your tissues and replenishing your cells with real, actual, fresh oxygen from plant life and from nature outside of your walls of your home, okay? The fourth way to connect with air element is going to be something that seems like it's really easy, but it's actually a little bit hard, and that's going to be to practice breathing techniques. The reason why this seems easy but it's really difficult is because it seems easy because it's an automatic bodily function. Breathing is something that we don't have to think in order to do. It's something that our body automatically does on its own. Our body has these functions that run on its own, so we don't have to think about breathing. But when you take the time to actually pay attention to your breath and you do breath work by breathing in slowly and breathing out slowly, it gives you a different sense of comprehension. It gives you a different sense of focus because you're actually in a meditative state, because you're focusing your attention on your breath work and you're relaxing your body through breathing deeply. You can even do breath work by breathing in fast. There are different people in society who have created a fast-paced breathing technique that works. And one person in mind that I feel like I can recommend that's really great is going to be Queen Afua. And she has a breathing technique that's really fast-paced, like that's exactly how it goes, but it's really good for you. And I feel like following her, not me, because I'm not an expert in that area, but looking her up when it comes to the fast-paced ones can work. Otherwise, you can just sit and breathe in slowly and breathe out slowly and focus your attention on listening to your breath, feeling the air come into your body and releasing the air out of your body. And that gives your mind a second to pause, a second to balance itself, and a second to focus and meditate. So that way there's no moments of information overload. There's a balance that's happening when you do breath work that is extremely, extremely, extremely beneficial for your health. So breathing techniques is very, 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 very important when it comes to another practical way that you can connect with air element. Now, the fifth way that you can connect with air element is not really going to be something that's going to really heal you or something that's going to really be some type of therapy for you, but it is a way that is practical, that's fun, and these have to do with different activities that have to do with air element. So sailing a boat, playing frisbee, hula hooping, doing these different things, flying a kite, okay? This will actually get you to connect with air element because when you're flying a kite, you're basically having to really access the skill of balance and access the skill of working in the symbiotic type of relationship with the wind and an object. And that's going to help for you to understand air element and connect with it in a really beautiful way. It's not necessarily going to heal your body like the other, different types of techniques that I talked about, but it is going to be able to have an impact on your life, or an impact on you developing those characteristics within yourself, because you're connecting with what air element can do, and you're understanding air element on a different level that your mind might not be able to understand right away, but it's something that really does have a benefit that is more on the subconscious level, okay? Hula hooping is good too. All of these different things are good. And some of these different things, like sailing a boat and flying a kite, can be somewhat healing, because it can actually help with your cognitive thinking as well, if you're in a meditative state and you're focusing on just that activity. So that is going to be it for how you can connect with air element in the most practical ways. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up if you like this, and of course subscribe to my channel so that you can see more of my videos, my intuitive videos, my spiritual guidance videos, my angel numbers, my animal totems, and my website will be inside the description box below, where you can find all of my merchandise and my products, handmade crystals, and of course you can also get my healing services through my website below. So thank you so much for tuning into another video with me. I really appreciate you guys, and sending much love, peace, and blessings. I'll see you all inside of the next video.